Reject the authority of the metagame. Embrace being a rebel. Salutations, friends. Welcome to another pauper video. My name is Pietro. Today, we are going to be playing something different. Today, we are going to be rebelling against the metagame, and we are going to be playing the cards that we want to play the way that we want to play them. Meaning, we are probably gonna get our ass kicked. This is Rebels. I actually call this deck Rebel Pile. And if you are not familiar with the mechanic of Rebels, I'm going to read you our two most important cards here. This one, Remotion Lieutenant, says, for an attack, search your library for a Rebel permanent card with mana value 3 or less, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. And this is a 2 mana 1/2 white human Rebel. Alongside it, we have Defiant Falcon, which is the exact same thing, except it's a 2 mana 1/1 flyer. It's a bird rebel. Rebels is actually a very old mechanic, all the way back in Mercadian Masks. Yeah, Masks block. And the idea behind Rebels was that they kind of formed like a chain. So you would start with the smaller rebels, and then you would tutor up bigger and bigger rebels as time went on by spending more mana, of course, and eventually you would get one of your payoffs or something to finish the game. Rebels actually contrasted with mercenaries, where mercenaries were black aligned, and then you would tutor down. So you would have to play your more expensive mercenaries first and then start tutoring them backwards into the cheaper ones. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Clearly, one of these two mechanics was much better than the other one, which was Rebels. But Rebels actually has a very long tradition. But despite the very long tradition, we haven't seen a lot of Rebel cards printed in a really long time. You're going to notice that we have like one actual new Rebel card, and then the other additions that we have here are all going to be changelings. So, what is the idea behind the deck? The idea is that the Rebels are your card advantage engine. You play them, and then just by existing and sinking mana into them, they get you more Rebels. And then we are going to be playing a few cards that are just going to be decent no matter what. And then we are going to be playing some cards that are going to be eh, less good overall, but maybe they can be like the silver bullet that we need in certain situations. So what are we playing with here today? We have Aven Rift Watcher, which is just a very good 3 mana 2/3 flyer that gains you life when it comes in and leaves the battlefield, and then has Vanishing 3. So we have Aven Rift Watcher for 3 blocks, 2 attacks, basically, because we sacrifice it when we remove the last vanishing counter, unlike Fading. We have the aforementioned tutors, Defiant Falcon and Ramosion Lieutenant. And then we have one-off Masked Vandal. It is a rebel. You can tutor it up to get rid of a pesky enchantment or artifact. We have one Bark Form Harvester, straight from Bloomburrow. This is just a 2/3 reach, so it's pretty good against fairies. It has a decent stat line. And you can pay 2 mana to put one card from your graveyard on the bottom of your library. So this is mostly like a piece for us to reuse some of our rebels that end up dying. We are going to have 2 Venomous Changeling, 1/3 Death Touch. Pretty good against Chrysalis, Avenging Hunter, Terror decks, and the like. And then the last few that we are going to have is one Leonin Lightbringer, a 3/2 with Ward 2. That's all the card is for us. We don't have any equipment in the deck. It's just a creature that requires more mana to be answered. One Children of Corliss, a 1 mana 1/1 that you can sacrifice to gain all the life you lost this turn. If you played Modern years ago, maybe you remember this being used alongside Grizzlebrand. We also have Samite Sensor Bearer. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think this card is good, but I'm hoping that I can at least block a Krark-Clan Shaman activation with this. It's a 1 mana 1/1 that you can sacrifice for a white and prevent 1 damage to each creature you control. And then we have our supposedly all-stars. Nightwing Glider, a 2/1 Pro Black flyer for 3 mana, and Zealot Ilvek, a 1/1 shadow for 3 mana that whenever it attacks, you can not have it deal damage to ping one of your opponent's creatures. So decent against fairies, against elves, against small annoying creatures that you sometimes want to remove from your opponent. And then to complement our package, we have 1 Bound in Silence. It's just a pacifism that you can tutor. And then we have 4 Bolt, 3 Journey, and 3 Thraben Charm. I am also going to be playing this in a Gates mana base because I want Basilisk Gate to be our win condition. We have a lot of evasive creatures. And 4 Relic of Progenitus main deck to try and hedge against the Terror and the Spy decks. Now, I called these our supposed all-stars. And why is that? Because I believe that Jund Wildfire, with the exception of the singleton munitions in the deck, they have no way of killing Nightwing Glider anymore. Cast Down doesn't hit it, Krarkland Shaman doesn't hit it, and sure, they can block with a Chrysalis, but I believe that if we are able to pump this with a Basilisk Gate, Chrysalis is not going to be big enough. So I'm actually playing 2 in the main plus 2 in the sideboard to try and see if that interaction works. For the rest of our deck, then in the sideboard, we have 4 Red Blasts for the blue decks, another Venomous Changeling for the big creatures, a couple more Vandals, 2 Thermal Glider, which is the same as the other one, but it's pro red. And then we have 4 Dust to Dust for the artifact decks. I am very excited about this deck. I have been wanting to play something like this for a very long time. I would be thrilled if we got a 2-3 result with this one. I don't know if we'll be able to do it, but I think it would be really, really fun if we got a couple of wins and maybe made some of our opponents scratch their heads about what is actually going on with our build. So without further ado, let's go into round number 1. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I've been trying to bring you 3 videos a week, and so far I am succeeding, but sometimes it is a little hard to get to do all the necessary things to get these videos out to you guys. So I would really appreciate it if you could show your support by liking, commenting, subscribing, and all of that good stuff. Okie dokie, let's get to it with Rebels. On to round number 1. We are on the play against Gigimile. This is a hand that I think we're just gonna keep. It's just a slow mid-rangey hand, but we have a relic, we have some removal spells, we have a bunch of land drops. And basically I'm just going to be hitting most of my gates on white until I find out if we actually need a second color here or not. Actually a third color. Volatile Fjord tells me that this is Scred, well, probably. So I think I'll just play a relic, pass the turn, snow-covered island, into a cryogen relic, sure. You can draw your card, and I'm just going to cycle my Eagles of the North, grab a Plains, untap. Ooh, gate's good. Yeah, I guess I'll just play a gate. And I'm just gonna play a Leonin Lightbringer here because we don't have anything concrete to do next turn. So if we get a chance to just pump it and hit next turn, it's what I'm gonna do. I'm just testing this card literally as a 3/2 that has ward. That's it. So like if they have a boat here, they can remove it, but it's gonna take up their whole turn, which I think I'm okay with. And I am just going to Relic of Progenitus and save targets, and I'm going to be exiling every card they put in their graveyard. Creature. Darn. Yep, so I think we're just gonna be stuck in this situation for a little bit. We drew a bunch of removal against a deck that doesn't seem... Is this a Monarch? Please no. Oh, Lord. Okay. That's not great. Draw a card. I need a creature, like, now. I guess you count. I'm not excited about this, but I guess I'll play it. I guess I'll just play a Plains, right? If we force them to spend a removal spell on this, I think I'm fine. This card is very bad, by the way. But I'm just testing it as, like, a possible protection thing against... oh, I should have done the thing. But I think we're fine. Yeah, I can't imagine they don't have an answer for this. And I think right now I'm just gonna exile Graveyard, they can have a draw. I would be surprised if they don't have a removal spell here. Red mana, Scred, just another bolt. Okay. So at least we are spending their resources. Problem is they're drawing 2 cards a turn, which is not great for us. Okay. So on one hand, our relic is doing work. On the other hand, we are in pretty big trouble. And then I think that at the end of their turn, I'm just going to pop the relic. Oh, they are playing more creatures. So it's maybe not terror, it's a blue-red flicker. Maybe they are also playing terror. Well, regardless, I am going to pop the relic. I'm not too worried about the creatures that we're losing. Sure, draw your card. Wow, we are flooding really badly here. Okay, and guess I'll put it on black. The game is not over, but it feels pretty over because our opponent landed a Monarch on turn 4, and they have a Flicker. Fun! So they're gonna get another token and draw 2 cards. Okay. I'm at this point. Okay. At this point, I'm just playing to see what they have, because I'm like 100% sure that we are dead here. I just want to see what kind of interaction they are going to be bringing in. So they're playing Flicker, Dispel. That's cute. Okay. I don't think this does anything, and at this point, I think I'm comfortable just conceding here. Let's go to game number 2. We drew the wrong side of our deck. If we had drawn just a bunch of not a bunch of interaction, a bunch of creatures, I think we would have been fine. So I want the thermal gliders because they don't get bolted. We already brought in the blasts. I don't want the boats because the boats are just worse versions of the red blasts. Don't want the Vandal. Do not want Bound in Silence. I don't want the Nightwind Gliders. Could take another Venomous Changeling. So I guess we're down to 59. Is there anything else that I want to cut here? Oh, I just have one more Thermal Glider? That's not great either. I guess I can play both. Bound in Silence doesn't do anything. Relic of Progenitus, I don't know if it does anything. I'm going to assume yes. Guess I'll bring a bolt, cut the sensor bearer, bring in another bolt, and I think I'm fine with this. So we want threats. We want threats backed up by red blasts. This is a hand that has threats. I guess I'm keeping it. We don't have red blasts, but we have a lot of dudes. We have the chance to cycle an Eagles of the North turn 2. Not happy with the amount of lands that we're just drawing here. I want the guys that just make more guys. Cycle and Eagles, got a Plains. Plains! Untap, Journey. I guess I'll just play the Plains that they know about. I'll play another Leonin Lightbringer, because if they have a removal spell, they can't do it now. Cycle Lorien, sure. Do you have a thing? Scred. Yes, you do have a thing, okay? So this card has actually been pretty good here, forcing our opponent to spend 3 mana, like, both times. That's pretty decent. So guess I'll just play Aven Riftwatcher, always yield, Cliffgate on black, pass the turn. And we haven't been able to hit either of our dudes. Cryogen, sure. Another removal, Bolt, let's gain some life. Untap. It's a lot of it's a lot of interaction and not a lot of card advantage. Changeling, Basilisk Gate, pass the turn. And I actually think that I'm not going to cycle the Eagles of the North. I think I'm just gonna keep it because it's possible that we just want another creature. Another bolt, yep. Opponent is very good at drawing removal spells. I mean, their deck is mostly removal spells. Okay, that's a card that's pretty good. I would imagine that this demands a counterspell from our opponent. Yeah, counterspell. So I think we are not very well suited for this matchup, mostly because I think our opponent just has too much interaction. Yeah, and then we run the risk of just drawing hands that look like this, where they basically don't do anything if like 5 of our cards get removed. And we got like 4 creatures killed so far. No, sure. I'll just play another one. The fact that they brought in a no against us, I don't know how to feel about that. And I think I'm like skipping the Eagles of the North for one more turn, and then we'll see what happens. The only thing that I don't want to see is the Monarch. And here it comes. Oh no, it's Archaeomancer. Wish we would have had one more mana to exile their graveyard. Opponent just gets Lorien revealed back. Makes sense. They just want to restock. Yeah, I think I'm still just taking a draw. Another land is not great. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so I guess I'll just play this. I don't need green. I already have black. So just same as before. But now the problem is that our opponent has mana. They have draws. Yep. And I would really like to have a creature to kill this Archaeomancer, but I might just need to exile their graveyard with Thraben Charm. Seagate Oracle. Okay. So they are just a mid-rangey flicker deck. Sure, I'm gonna take my one. End of turn, I'm just going to exile their graveyard. Cast. Exile any number of target players' graveyards. Done. I never cast this card, I only have it cast against me. Untap. Yikes. We are flooding pretty badly. I can't imagine this Eagles is going to survive. Another Lorien? Yep. Yeah, so our opponent is just outdrawing us by a lot. Removal? Yep. And the second I see Archaeomancer number 2, I am just out of here. Flicker? Yeah, so they're gonna draw 2 or they're gonna get Flicker back. I think we're just done. Like our opponent just drew way more. Yeah, and now we find the Red Blast. I guess. Like I'll kill this, but I'm not happy about it. Again, we just drew our. First of all, our opponent drew 10 more cards than we did. 11 more cards. Mycelian Elder, sure. Is there another? Okay, so there's Flicker. Are they just going on the aggressive? Yep. Yeah, Flicker plus Relic is just insane. Maybe we needed more Red Blasts in the sideboard. Take one. They have 6 cards in hand, so we're just done. I'll take one more draw, but we're dead. Yup, all the lands. Okay, so that matchup seemed very bad for us overall. Let's see how we do in round number 2. Okay, welcome to round number 2. This is a fun hand that we will not keep because we don't have lands. We are on the draw. We are on the draw against the Italian Mule, so no Italian Stallion here. This hand doesn't do anything. Okay, this hand plays. This is actually a pretty decent hand, I think. Without any knowledge about our opponent's deck, are we keeping the Relic or the guaranteed third land? Because I'm ditching a Journey, and we only have one threat, so this stays in hand. I think I'm keeping the Relic, because I believe it has a higher upside. And let's see. Black into nothing, just black. Okay. Another Cliff Gate's pretty good. I'll play my gate on white and pass. Let's see if our opponent does anything. Okay, so very likely that we are just playing against Spy, which means that having the Relic here and the Journey are both pretty good. Because Journey can take out their mana guys, and the Relic, of course, can take out their graveyard. Play the Forest. Overgrown Battlement. Nothing. Curious. Guess I'll just play my Relic. Target you, save targets. Play another Cliff Gate. Still on white. And I could have taken like a turn off, meaning, yeah, this is looking more and more like Spy. Meaning I could have played Defiant Falcon on 2, but I don't think it would have made much of a difference. Yeah, so it is Spy, and our opponent does hit a Spy, but they don't have a third land, which is good for us, and I also think we are in a pretty good situation here because the ideal setup, let's say, is for you to have an interaction in play and interaction in hand. And we have both, so that's pretty nice. Yeah, and opponent Mesmeric Fiends here, meaning that they are probably going to take our Lightning Bolt, I would think. But did they hit? Oh, I think they just have one swamp, maybe. Because if they only have one swamp, this Troll of Khazad-dûm doesn't do anything. It doesn't get another land. So opponent took the Thraben Charm, which I think is a mistake. And actually, I think it's a pretty big mistake. Because what happens is that now I just bolt the Mesmeric Fiend and I get my Thraben Charm back. They should have taken the Lightning Bolt, because then it would force me to spend 2 mana on a Journey to Nowhere to take out their guy. And I just really, really, really want a land drop here, like untapped land. If we get an untapped land, I think we are just great. Yeah, yeah, we are doing the thing. So I'm just passing, and then at the end of their turn, I'm gonna do our thing. 2 mana for a Masked Vandal. So how much do I care? Wait, let me actually. I don't think there's anything that I can do, right? Like instant speed? No, there's no way that I can like get rid of a card. Well, I am going to activate this. They will exile their forest. And would I rather have Thraben Charm in hand or Relic in play? Honestly, I think I would just rather have Thraben Charm in hand because we have 2 charms and 4 relics in the main deck. So if they want to get rid of this, it's fine by me. I'll just grab another guy here. They land grant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So they're gonna get a forest. Play the forest. Forest, Quirion Ranger. Okie dokie. No attacks. End of turn, I'm just going to activate Defiant Falcon. And what are we searching for here? So our opponent has the Spy next turn, but we have interaction. Oh, I think I'm just gonna get Zealot Ilvec, right? Because then I can ping. Yeah, let's do that. This is fun. So if you've never seen this card, it's a 1/1 shadow. Basically, it's unblockable. And then when it attacks and is not blocked, instead of dealing damage, you can ping something. So I'm just gonna ping their Quirion Ranger here. I am way more excited about this game than I think maybe I should be. I don't know how this works. Whenever this creature attacks and isn't blocked, is this a trigger? Okay, so it is a trigger. Okay. Bing! Yes, I would love to use that ability. So we're not gonna deal any damage to our opponent, but we did take out their 4th mana. 3, they're gonna play an X-Bane Guardian. Yeah, sure. I don't care much about it. Oh, you should. Man, have you never played against Rebels before? Yeah, I'm just gonna get Leonin Lightbringer, and then we're gonna ambush their guy. This is so ridiculous, I love it. Yeah! Yeah, hell yeah. Opponent just gives up immediately. That was great. I love that. Okay. So let's go to game number 2. And here you can see the benefits of just playing with an absolutely insane number of Graveyard Hate main deck. Relics plus Thraben Charm. This is just the meta game that we are living in. So I'm gonna get rid of Masked Vandal. I don't care for it. What do I want to bring in is the question, right? Because Masked Vandal is not good because it doesn't hit anything. Venomous Changeling blocks and attacks against their big creatures. Children of Corliss, I'm pretty sure it doesn't do anything, but maybe it's better than Samite Sensor Bearer. So another Venomous Changeling in, and then I think I have 2 more slots. I think I'll just bring in the 2/1 Pro Black. Removal is good. And there's gonna be a... Where is it? Did I cut it out? Oh yeah, I cut out the Thermal Glider already. Yeah, I think I'm fine with this. Submit. Yeah, Gamara, I know that I could have done that, but the problem was that if I do it, and like lose my relic. Wait, no, what was I gonna say? Oh, I don't remember. I got lost. Maybe you were right, and I should have done that, but I was just too excited. This hand is weird, right? Because we have early interaction, we have a threat, but we don't have any follow-up. Maybe that's fine, but I would really like... I think we can do better. And I do think this hand is better. Not by a lot, but it is. I'll get rid of a Cliffgate, and we're off to the races. So they started by land granting, so they're gonna get a forest, Psycho Sagu probably. Because they're black, yep. Okay, play a battlement, sure. So they played this, played the battlement, and I am just going to get rid of it immediately because battlement is very annoying. They but they can't just get it back, right? Because they have a Masked Vandal in hand. Rough. Yeah, but I think I would rather do this than just not do anything this turn. So they're not getting their battlement back. They are just Gate Creeper Vining. Okay. Okay, so we are in a little bit of danger here. Thank you, Apex Rogue. We are in a little bit of danger here, I think, because if our opponent just has a Lotus Petal or something, we can just get got. No, but we know their whole hand now. I don't know. I think that was a bit of a weird play. I think they should have just gotten their thing back. Well, there's not a lot that I can do about it, honestly. I'll just do my thing. Red. I think I'm fine choosing black for this. And I'm going to hold mana open to bluff having the Thraben Charm. Maybe we just should have mulligan twice into some form of graveyard. Okay, so they just have a second X-Bane Guardian. That's fine. Not a second X-Bane Guardian. They have a second big mana dork. Scattershot Archer. That's an interesting choice to bring in. So I just think we're dead. Honestly, I think we are just straight up dead because we didn't draw any graveyard hate, and our opponent can just play Spy and kill us next turn. If we play anything, it's going to be clear that we don't have any plays to make. So I would say our best shot is to just pass and hope. But if our opponent casts the Balustrade Spy, we're just dead. Okay, so lead the Stampede. What are you hitting? They just hit 5 creatures. Must be nice. Yeah, and then now they get to go Mesmeric Fiend and they get to see our hand. Or not? Okay, so play the battlement. And I think they ultimately played correctly. I am just going to... No, I guess I won't. Guess I'll just die, but at least we'll get to see what our opponent is working with. I just want to see them mill their deck to see what kind of sideboard hate they brought in. Because now next turn they are going to play Mesmeric Fiend, they are going to look at our hand, see that we don't have anything, and then we're gonna lose. Yep, look at all these cards. They took our squirrel. Yeah, kill me dear. Just get it over with. But let me see your goods first. Okay. So they have a Cursed Marauder that's interesting to know about. They have some form of interaction. One Dread Return. Is it just one? Maybe they had the second one stuck in hand? Well, that's interesting. If it is just one Dread Return, that's good to know. They have 2 Giants and a total of what? 33? 33, 7. They have about like 38 creatures. Okay, so all of those things are good for us to know. I don't think anything changes here. Well, maybe I want to get rid of the Nightwing gliders, but I don't even know if that's true, right? Because if they want to keep the thing, oh, I guess Scattershot Archer also gets rid of Defiant Falcon, right? That's pretty obvious. Nope. Yes. Yes. So I think I'm just throwing back the Zealot, but we do need some help here. The Spy deck is just extremely good at having interaction for your hand and your board. So I think they will most likely be able to Mesmeric Fiend us before. Do I want to play that or do I want to play the Remotion Lieutenant? I guess I'm gonna play one after the other, right? So probably just play our bird first. Because at least the bird's gonna get in for a point of damage next turn. Curse Marauder, sure. 4th land is fantastic. Play Remotion Lieutenant, play Cliffgate. No, I'm still just putting this on white. Pass the turn. Play something useless. Okay, that doesn't do much. That's a little annoying, because that's quite a bit of mana. Ooh! Okay, that's a good draw, but maybe it's a... I was gonna say maybe it's a good draw, it's a good play for next turn, but that's not necessarily true, right? So they currently have 5 mana. They could go like land, Mesmeric. I think I'm not in much of a rush, so I think I'll just make the best, like the most conservative play. I'm just going to play Relic, exile their thing, play Basilisk Gate, and I'm just gonna pass. Because there is a world where they untap and they go like land Mesmeric, Balustrade Spy, and then we die. And I don't want to see that happen. Gate Creeper Vine for the last land, sure. Okay. So our opponent just has it. Winding Way, they hit 3 creatures. And they did hit a Masked Vandal, but there is no creature in the graveyard currently for them to use the Masked Vandal. Now there is. Okay? And if they just play Masked Vandal here, I am just going to... yeah. So, resolves, get in, and I am just going to pop the graveyards. And, like, remember what I mentioned last game about the Dread Return? We only saw one Dread Return in their list. It is possible that the other one was stuck in hand, but the fact that there was only one when they milled everything was pretty unusual. I am just going to cycle Eagles of the North here, grab a basic. That draw is so good. Because we can play it and then we can keep our options open. If our opponent doesn't do anything interesting, we'll just get a rebel. If they force our hand, we have the necessary interaction to stop them. X-Bane Guardian. So our opponent has infinite mana basically. 2, Battlement. Sure. Yeah, our opponent learned their lesson. No attacking. What am I getting here? So Bound in Silence doesn't do a lot. Zealot currently doesn't do a lot. Even Rift Watcher is kind of... Our opponent doesn't have any flying blockers, so maybe we just get a 2-1 and start beating down, right? Yeah, I think I'm okay with this. If our opponent had some sort of... had a 1-drop, I would get the Zealot, of course. But since they don't, I think I'm okay just doing this. And I am still not going to start Basilisk gating up, but I am just going to hold 6 mana, because 6 mana represents a Rebel plus Thraben Charm. Okay, so they are just casting the Sagu Wildling, which is expected. It's a big boy, opponent doesn't attack. We will get another guy, and I do think that now I want the Zealot. Venomous Changeling can also start attacking, right? But I do think I would prefer the guaranteed damage. If we get an untapped source, I will start Basilisk gating. We didn't, but this is a card that we can play. So, Zealot, do I... Oh, so I have to target, and then I say no? Okay, yeah. Take your damage. Bam. No reason for us to do anything. So I imagine this is a troll. Troll a Khazad-dûm. Okay. Are you attacking with the Sagu? I can't imagine you are, right? No attacks with Sagu. Okay. In which case, what do I want out of you, Ramojan Lieutenant? I think now I'm okay. Actually, no. Oh, I can just Bound in Silence, right? Yeah. Click an aura, then click on a permanent. Okay. Yeah. Like, I could have done this on the Saga Wildling, sure, but I think I would much rather just get this out of play. Get this out of play, as in, like, make it so it doesn't matter anymore. Oh, wait, you guys lost my... I just realized that I'm not appearing anymore for some reason. Well, I'll finish the match and then I'll find out what's going on. Land is great. Oh, I said I was going to start activating, right? Sorry, I got distracted. Yeah, target. No. Nope. Take your 1 damage. And I think I'm just playing another Defiant Falcon here, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think a second Defiant Falcon is fine. So once we get to a point where I can like double activate and kill our opponent, I will. But I will not do that before it's time. Hardcast Lot-Led Giant. A big guy that gets blocked by our Nightwing Glider. Sure. Activate our Lieutenant. Yep, guess I'll just get a Venomous Changeling. Journey is actually pretty decent, so I am just going to activate on Zealot once, get in for 5, and unfortunately this is 1 damage. It's not like deal damage equal to power, so this is just an unblockable beater for us right now. And I am just passing. If our opponent attacks with a Lot-Led Giant, we can just kill it with the Changeling. Yep, so Mesmeric Fiend is annoying. This probably means that our opponent is going to try and kill us right now, but I don't think that works with the Relic in play, especially because next turn we can just kill the Mesmeric Fiend to get our Thraben Charm back. So I am gonna let them do their thing. They take the Thraben Charm. No attacks. Lieutenant. I guess I'll get Venomous Changeling number 2. I don't want to say that our opponent is locked out, but I think it's pretty close. Because, like, yeah, I could pump to get in now, but I think I'm just gonna kill the Mesmeric Fiend with the Zealot Ilvec. And I am also actually going to start attacking with these venomous changelings to increase our clock a little bit. Yep. Ping your mesmeric fiend. Give me back my charm. This card is so good in this matchup. It's insane. And it's just a stupid 1/1 shadow. That's great. Oh god. Okay. 5 mana. Lead. Lead the Stampede. Okay. So Lead the Stampede is one of the more annoying cards because it's just a bunch of card advantage, and it does mean that we could, if our opponent hits the nuts here, we could still die, I think. They didn't. Okay. They just hit 2 cards. I should have exiled the Mesmeric Fiend in response. That's on me. Just hardcast Sagu Wildling number 2. Yeah, I'm going to do this now. You can gain your 3 life. Gate Creeper Vine. So our opponent still just has 1 card in hand, which I'm pretty sure is a Balustrade Spy. Okay, so they are getting in with the Sagu, meaning that we are just going to activate this, and I'm gonna get a Naven Rift Watcher and block with a Defiant Falcon. Gain 2 life. We are going to double block like this. They can only kill one of our creatures. You can decide which one it is. Probably gonna be the Defiant Falcon, I think. Oh, they killed the Rift Watcher. Okay, so we gain our life. I don't want to do anything else. Untap. Land is also always great. Reliqueue. And I think now I want to start pressuring a bit more. So that leaves us with 6 mana. I think 6 mana is still fine. So Journey, hit your Sagu, and I'm going to get in. Maybe it's time for them to start jumping. Okay, that's just straight up a chump block. There's another one. Target here. No. So our opponent's going to take 4 down to 11, meaning that if nothing changes, we just have lethal next turn with double Basilisk Gate. Because the gates are going to pump 8, and then we just have the rest in flying damage. Masked Vandal is fine. What are you targeting? Relic. Sure, I guess I'll just pop it. And they know we have the Thraben Charm in hand. I'll just get another beater. And I think that's game. Yep. Vanishing. The mechanic everyone knows what it does. Known and loved by every single Magic player. Ooh, that's even better. Because that gives us 2 more points of damage. So, let's go. Pump the Zealot. Pump the Zealot again. Oh, actually, it's just lethal by itself, right? I guess I'm still getting in with the rest of the knuckleheads. Target here. Say no. Played like a fiddle. Heck yeah. That was amazing. Okay, so wait, let me see if I can get the camera to... What is wrong with you, dear? Why have you stopped? Okay, we're back. Okay, so played like a fiddle. That was excellent. You guys saw the power of having multiple pieces of graveyard removal and the power of just being able to like hit for a little bit, pass the turn. End of turn, let's get another dude. That was fantastic. I'm very happy that we beat Spy. So let's go to round number 3. Welcome to round number 3. We are on the play against Bandus. This is... I guess I'm keeping. I already regret putting this card in my deck. It's so bad. It's literally like just a 1-mana 1/1. But I mean, sometimes a 1-mana 1/1 is all you need. I guess I'll Cliffgate, pass the turn. And then here we're going to have some choices. Either Swamp again. Nile Spellbomb. Okay. We don't care about this card either, buddy. Do I just want to clock? No. That's... So Swamp plus Nile Spellbomb can actually mean a bunch of things. I think I'm going to save my Lieutenant for when... for when I know I'm going to have 4 mana the turn after. So I think I'm just going to play a Censor Bearer here. And our opponent's going to look at this card and be like... Yup, that is certainly a Magic the Gathering card. Great Furnace? So my guess is that this is Jund. Let's get in for one. Do I want Relic in play? I am going to play Lieutenant. Yeah, I think I just double spell. I think that's fine. Pass the turn. You can see how healthy the metagame is, right? Yeah, it's just Jund. You can see a healthy metagame here. Like main deck Relic of Progenitus, main deck Nile Spellbomb. Oh, it's Grixis. Wait, no. What is happening? Is this like Grixis mid-range? Okay. I mean, that's cool, I guess. It also means that we're gonna get a dude. Okay, so it is indeed Grixis. I'm gonna hold my Basilisk Gate because I don't want to get hit by a Cleansing Wildfire. And I'm actually going to just hit for one, and there's just a very good chance that my Ramojan Lieutenant gets either a Falcon or another lieutenant, depending on what they do. Cryogen, yep. Because to me, this screams removal deck, and I want to be sure that I can just rebel after rebel after rebel every turn. Exile your thing, activate our dude. Yeah, they should have let me choose first. I think they got a little worried about what I could bring, but I'm just gonna get another lieutenant then. Is that true? No, I'm actually gonna get a Falcon. Do you have another removal? Okay, so then it makes sense. Yeah, yeah. If you have double removal spell, it makes sense to just straight up kill our things. That's not very good for us. So I guess we'll just punch in. Take it. Hit for 4. Obviously, drawing Bound in Silence, tragedy. We never won this card in our hand ever. Yeah, it did something last game, but I don't even know if we should have a copy of this card in the deck. Yeah, there's the reason that I wanted to get um, Defiant Falcons, because it escapes Quarkland Shaman. Are you just passing? Am I killing the Shaman at end of turn? I believe I am. And if our opponent wants to sacrifice the relic to wipe our board, so be it. They do. Okay. Oh no, what did they sacrifice? The map? I didn't even see. I think it was the map. Heapgate. Oh, Heapgate actually gives us Eagles of the North, right? Sure, I'll take another creature. Pass the turn. I'm actually gonna pop out their graveyard because it matters more than ours. Yeah, Fanatical Offering, draw a bunch. So this is just looking like Grixis. Refurb's annoying. Okay. This is just looking like Grixis Wildfire. It's just Grixis Affinity with a bit of a bigger mid-range plan. But you can see the difference, right? Our opponent still has 6 cards in hand now. What is this? Oh. Annoying. So they are playing Flicker too. Okay. Well, our card is not good either way, so that's fine. But they do draw 2 more cards. Yeah, I'll just yield to this and yield to this. I don't think there's any changes that I'll be making here. Hit for 7. Opponent takes it. Pass the turn. We are in very bad shape here. There's a lot of things that our opponent can have that... God, is that the 4th one? The 3rd one. Plays a bridge. They can just tap down our creature for a very long time here, which is a problem. And step. Tap, 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 make a treasure, untap. The way that they are playing this signifies to me that I'm going to activate. Do you have another flicker? Yeah. Okay. You do you, babe. You do you. So the fact that they are just exiling the flickers probably means that they don't have any sort of um, like graveyard synergies. And here, again, I could have popped the relic to have a card in hand, to discard, to then try to remove this and try to kill them. But honestly, I don't even know if that's a good plan. I think they just have a cast down that they are going to use. Yep, as expected. So end of turn, I'm gonna make a treasure, and then we'll probably have to pop the relic on our turn. Wildfire, sure. That's that's an interesting choice. Having a wildfire and not removing my Basilisk Gate. So our opponent drew 21 cards more than we did. I guess that's what their deck does, right? Must be nice. They're still not respecting my Basilisk Gate. I do think we just are in a huge, like, this is very bad for us, of course. But I don't know. Maybe there's something we can do. Even like an Aven Rift Watcher would be pretty good. Sure, Defiant Falcon is a guy. Guess I'll just play that. I mean, not... Yeah, I don't think there's any point in tapping the Heap Gate. I would rather just have it as a thing. I also don't think the Relic of Progenitus matters much here. Do I maybe just want to pop it then? Since our opponent only has 1 card in hand. Yeah, maybe. Sure, let's pop it. I just get another one. Yep. Play it. I guess I'll pop it. Just keep cycling them. Okay. I'm actually just gonna play that straight up. Because Rift Watcher blocks, it gains us life. It is another evasive threat for next turn. Sure. Discard your thing. I do need to play a little faster here too. Refurb number 3. And yeah, of course they have blood fountains. Like, obviously they have blood fountains. Yeah, and they finally decided to hit our Basilisk Gate. Also, is this the 4th wildfire? It is the 4th wildfire. I mean, they are drawing most of their deck, so it's not surprising. Are you attacking? Map? Thoughtcast. Thoughtcast stays on top. You're attacking with 1 refurb. Do I want to block and trade? I don't think so. I think I'm fine taking 1 hit. Okay. Our opponent just let us untap with Defiant Falcon? That's interesting, isn't it? Guess I'll attack. If they want to double block, that's fine. Yep, that's fine with me. You can have your guys back. That's okay. Pass the turn? I mean, sure, they're gonna get their refurbished familiars back. We're gonna discard our Rift Watcher. But, I don't know. Their plays here are a little strange to me. So, what have we seen? We saw 1 Krark, 2 Galvanics, and 1 Cast Down. So they definitely have more removal in the deck. If they have more removal, I'm fine taking a hit. Then I think I want to untap. No, not untap. At the end of turn, I want to get another Falcon. And then I think I'm confident just getting dudes. Like, our opponent is at 17, 16 cards in deck. Okay. Yeah. So, Falcon number 2. Or maybe, no. That's actually rough, right? I guess I'll just take the Rift Watcher, and then I will attempt to surprise them with the Nightwing Glider. Yeah, both's fine. That's actually very good for us because we just get to kill their refurb, so they don't even get to draw cards. I mean, we are going to attempt to kill their refurb, right? Does it resolve? It does. I am fine with you blinking your thing. Do I want to attack? I think I do. Yeah, like, I don't think this game is over. Toxin analysis. Do I want to pull the trigger on this? I don't even think I do. Sure, have your guy. Draw a card. More land. Attack. And I think now I'm fine getting a glider. If our opponent had a removal spell for this, they would have just played it, right? So, Nightwing Glider. What? That... Okay, like, I get it, but why didn't you just kill my Falcon? Like, 2 turns ago? That's so weird to me. Okay, so it's obviously bad because they get both of their refurbs again. My guy is tapped down, sure. Yeah, our opponent drew like 20 cards more than we did, 30 cards more than we did. Sure. Basilisk Gate is pretty bad now. I guess I'll just do my thing. I don't think I'm dead, right? 6, 9, 10, down to 3. Not dead, but very close. I did tap a... Okay, whatever. Pass the turn. I'll let our opponent kill us. So they do have Archaeomancer. Are you getting the blast? Yeah, okay. So we are dead, finally. Yeah, our opponent drew 29 cards more than we did. But I think this game was closer than maybe it looked. I don't know. So this is why we have Dust to Dust. This is why we have the other Vandals. Sensor Bearer is probably useless. Zealot Ilvec kills Refurb and kills Krarklan. I think that's fine. Bound in Silence is bad. Bad cards are bad. We didn't see any Mirror Enforcers, so I don't think we need these. That's 62. We could Red Blast. Is Nightwing Glider good enough? Maybe as a one-off? Maybe. Boats are okay. Children of Corliss can get out. So I think Red Blast is playable, but I don't want to dilute my deck so much. I think maybe we can cut a Thraben Charm. Journey's pretty good. Guess I'll play it like this. Honestly, I don't know. This is a difficult thing. This is also a difficult, no lands. This is also a difficult matchup to analyze because I've just never played this before. This is great. We have basically most of the things that we could want. I'm actually going to get rid of a Masked Vandal because I would rather have higher density of threats than a thing that doesn't do anything until I have a creature in the graveyard. Opponent starts off with a mountain. Ooh, second Dust to Dust. So I'll just Defiant Falcon, immediate Galv Blast. Sure. And Cryogen. Okay. Do I just want to fire the first dust to dust now? Is the question. We do give our opponent one more draw, but we cut them off of two decent cards, or do I just want to stick my threat? I think I would rather hit lands than relics. So Falcon here, green. And the Falcon also can just get us, yeah, I was gonna say, if our opponent starts hitting basics, okay, well, they just have a lot of removal spells. I guess I'll fire the first Dust to Dust now. Our opponent could have a Spell Pierce, Abjure. They don't. Okay. Wow, they just have 3 basic lands in their opener. Oh, annoying. Do I just want to hit this now? Kinda, right? I mean, we are not doing great, but I guess I'll hit your things. Yeah, there's the bridge. We need threats. Okay, good. Problem is, I'm pretty sure our opponent's just gonna be removal pile now. Cast down. No, offering. Okay. Cleansing Wildfire. I mean, I know it makes sense for our opponent to have this many basics in their deck. They are a Wildfire deck. But at the same time, to have all 3 colors in your opener is pretty fortunate. So if our opponent has another cast down, they should just do it here. They didn't. Meaning that I'm just gonna pass. And I'm gonna get a Falcon at the end of their turn. Or if they attempt to kill my guy. Sure, more Wildfires. More. Still 7 cards in hand. Activate. Get Birdie. Where's Birdie? Birdie. Untap. Ooh, Gate's nice. So we currently have 6 mana. I can't really double spell here because our opponent doesn't have anything. And I am not going to attack for a point of damage because I would rather have a guarantee that I'm gonna get something at their end step. You can see the impact that our first Dust to Dust had in the game. Wow. Podcast, yep, just passing. So what am I getting? There's no way I can cut them off of their collars. Do I just want to get like a bark form harvester and get like a Defiant Falcon back into the bottom of the deck? Sort of start the loop. Yeah, I think maybe I'm fine with this. Oh, because our opponent has 9 cards in hand, so I think I messed up. I think I should have just gotten a third recruiter guy, because I think now there's a very good chance that they're just gonna destroy our whole board. Yeah, exactly. Oh well, but in this case, I think it was gonna happen regardless, right? Yeah, Breath Weapon's really rough. Untap. I'll play a guy that dies to a lot of your removals. Play this. Pass the turn. So we are just being ground down by their amount of card advantage, as you can see. The deck is just, yeah. The deck is just very good at doing this. They are probably going to chain like 2-3 refurbs. So this is like a bigger version of Affinity. Yep. Yeah, our opponent's deck seems very well suited to beat us. They have basically infinite card advantage. They have removal for our lands. They have a lot of removal for their cards as well. Like, yeah, I can dust this. Guess I will, but I'm pretty close to giving up here. I guess I'll hit the red one. I can't imagine either of these is going to work. Yep, what is this? Oh, yikes. Yeah, I think I'm fine conceding to this. So opponent's deck is just a value machine, and ours is very slow. We needed to be able to set up a position where we can beat them, but Krarkland Shaman plus Breath Weapon plus removals, just too much. Let's come back here for round number 4 in just a little bit. To round number 4, we are on the draw against Lord Akainu. This hand doesn't have lands. This hand has lands, has interaction, sort of. Guess I'll bottom the lightning bolt. Wow, forest, straight up. I mean, I guess I know what we're doing, right? Play relic. Is this spy again? No, looks like elves. Oh, it's Ponza? No, it's not Ponza. It's Turbo Initiative. Holy man. Okay. So what did you get? The Avenging Hunter? So this is theoretically a turn 3 Avenging Hunter. If you have one more land drop, yeah, that's not good for us. I guess I'm just hitting the enchantment. Destroy target enchantment. Just hit this and then hope that buys us enough time. Mountain. Exile a card. Exile a... Oh, okay. I don't think the graveyard's gonna matter too much, but looks like we bought like a turn. Unfortunately, our situation is just extremely precarious. Guess I'll exile this, try to find a land. We don't find a land. Okay, yeah. Do you have... Ooh, you don't have? You don't have a fourth land drop? Nice. Okay. That is a land drop, but that is a land drop that might be too slow. I'm still gonna take it, play it, play a Remosian Lieutenant. Oh god, what am I doing? Why am I playing these cards? Yep, Avenging Hunter. But that's a turn 5 Avenging Hunter. It's not as bad as it could be. However, they unfortunately have a blocker. I've never needed an untapped land more than I do right now. Okay, that's fine. So what are we doing with this now? I don't have the black mana for this. It would actually be very good right now, like no joke. Guess I'll just play Leonin Lightbringer. Again, could have cracked this, but then I'm left without a play. Opponent's gonna pump their Avenging Hunter. We're gonna get hit for 7 here. What's your follow-up? Do you have like Avenging Hunter number 2? Do you have Chrysalis? Do you have Shining of Life's Roar? Okay, so maybe I was mistaken. Maybe this is not Turbo Initiative. Maybe this is just like... I didn't try. What? Oh, he channeled the thing. Yikes! Now I got it. Ugh. Okay, so I have to get rid of my board. Yep. Yeah, I think we're just dead. I mean, I guess I'll crack this. Okay, play it on black. Play a Samite Sensor Bearer. This card is embarrassing, by the way. It's just the worst. More ramp. More mana. Yep. Boarding party. Okay, hitting a Chrysalis. I think we are done here, right? Our draw was just way too clunky. Okay, so let's try again, shall we? Venomous Changeling, good. Where are you? Nightwing Glider, bad. Samite Sensor Bearer, bad. Children of Corliss can be okay. Thermal Glider, it's not great, but I think it can be okay. Bound in Silence might actively be good for once. And then I think I want the Vandals. Cut back on the relics. Dust to Dust doesn't do anything. That's exactly 60. Is there anything that I would rather switch? I don't believe so. Okay, let's try it. I would love to play first. Thank you. Man, what are these hands? Guess I'm mulliganing. Guess I'm mulliganing again? What is happening? I have so many lands in the deck. Yeah, I guess we're going to 4, right? Or am I trying to spike an untapped white mana and then try to... I mean, it doesn't even have to be untapped, right? Because this is like a lightning bolt on turn 2, which kills an Arbor Elf. I think 4 cards is just so bad. Guess I'll get rid of 1 Journey, 1 Falcon, but I am not happy about this. Opening up on a heap gate is tragic. And they don't even have the Arbor Elf. Okay, that's fine. So that at least gives me the option of... Okay, what are you getting? Repurposer probably, right? Land? Oh, they chose Forest. Okay. I'm not bolting that thing. You can have your 4 mana next turn if you'd like. Yeah. You do what you gotta do, I guess. Pass the turn. There's a repurposer, so they already had one. Sure. Untapped land. Oh, well. I mean, it does something. Is this when it leaves or dies? Dies. So, do I want... No, I don't. I already answered my own question. And it is becoming very clear to me that I should have at least 1 dual land in the deck, but with the amount of just horrible tap lands that I'm currently playing, I didn't know if I wanted to do that as well. So opponent now has 5 mana. I guess I'm just going to accept. that Avenging Hunter next turn is a real possibility. Not only a possibility, but a reality. Yep, sure thing, buddy. Are you gonna get a mountain? You are. Okay. So they're going to attack. We're gonna bolt. Red. Bolt. Should I have maybe was there a better play where I bolt? What the heck? Our opponent is confused about what is happening, and honestly, same, buddy. I was thinking if maybe there was a better play that we could have made that turn, and honestly, I don't even know. Guess I'll just attack. They're gonna chump with the spawn, and I am just going to play Children of Corliss. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a land. Boarding party would be pretty bad. Oh, it's a Chrysalis? No, please. No Chrysalis. Oh, they top. Oh, it's Breath Weapon instead. I mean, bad. Very bad. But also, like, I guess it's better than a Chrysalis. So, opponent's gonna get a treasure, meaning they can get to 7 mana if they have another land drop. They do. Altisar. Just straight up. Oh, guess I should F5. Utopia Sprawl. Good. So they've missed. Resolves. I'll just immediately bolt your thing. Bolt. Help. Help. Pass the turn. So now they're going to get to Catacombs. We really needed to hit a creature this turn, and preferably an evasive creature. Because now what is going to happen is that our opponent has a 4-drop. Do you have... okay. Okay. Their cascades are just horrendous. But the problem is that now they have 2 bodies. We don't have anything. Oh god. This card is very annoying to activate, I'm not gonna lie. Sure, I'll lose a mana, that doesn't matter. Do I even want to keep playing? I guess. Guess I'll hit your Altisar. The Breath Weapon play was pretty good. So now they're going to Catacomb, to Throne, and they have another Avenging Hunter. Yeah, I think that's just the end for us. In the miracle case where they missed a creature, okay, yeah, we're just dead. We are dead. GG's opponent. I was as confused as you were. God, their hand was just straight up fire. Yep, so we are currently 1-3, meaning that, again, we are playing for a 2-3 here. Let's see if we can get the last win. 5, the last one. Let's see if we can do a 2-3 record here. We are on the draw against a QWERTY. We already mulliganed once, but this is a hand that I'm okay with keeping. Guess I'll ditch the Heap Gate. Maybe that's not true, because I have multiple colored cards. Heap Gate could be the red mana for our Lightning Bolt, or the black mana for our Changeling. Yeah, I think I'm still gonna ditch it, and then I'll, depending on what our opponent starts with, I'll decide what okay. So we're just playing the same matchup again. This is just going to be, but unfortunately we are on the draw. This is just Grow Ramp or Grow Ponza. If it's Ponza, it's horrible for us. Ponza is notoriously very good against Gates decks. Green. Okay, so opponent, Utopia Sprawls. I don't imagine there's a second land. There isn't. Rumble? Sagu? For a forest? Into a Rumble? Into another Utopia? Into a third Utopia? Okay, so opponent just has 1 card in hand, and they are going to have access to like 9 mana next turn. Well, I'm gonna do the only possible thing that I can, and I'm gonna bolt this and hope that it's enough. If they have Avenging Hunter, it's not gonna be enough. Oh, and it is just Ponza. Yikes. Okay, so our opponent is in top deck mode. Do I want to play a dude, or do I want to play a... I guess I'll play a gate, right? And this one I will put on black. Okay, so I think the hand our opponent kept was pretty greedy, because now what's happening is the thing that sometimes just happens to Ponza decks, which is they just die. I mean, they're not dead, clearly. Do I want to... I guess I'll... I mean, we're not under any pressure, right? I guess I'll just Lieutenant and hope. But our opponent kept a hand that had no turn 2 play. Boarding party, annoying. My other option was to play the Changeling. And they cascade into Avenging Hunter? Yeah, must be nice. Okay. So that's the nightmare scenario for us, right? We were just expecting our opponent to break one more turn or to play one threat, not two. If I knew our opponent was gonna hit, I would have definitely just played the Venomous Changeling here. I'm just taking 6. On tap. We are playing a land, and I can't really double spell, in which case, do I only have one Venomous Changeling in the main deck? No, I have two. Okay, so I can Venomous Changeling, kill the Avenging Hunter, take 1,000,000 damage, and then maybe crack back for. I might actually not even have the chance, right? No, because they're not. Oh, and they just go into scry. Okay, so that does give us a little bit more time. Bottom, 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 top, top. Top, top is really bad. What is this? Okay, so they top, so they're going to Altisar into Acid Moss. Yeah, opponent doing pretty good after having a very rough start. Guess I'll do my thing. So, Bound in Silence locks one of these down. Venomous Changeling trades with one of them, but then we take a lot of damage. Children of Corliss is basically a fog, because they hit us for 11, we sacrifice, gain 11 life back. But then there's no guarantee that we're not just gonna get hit again next turn. I guess this is really hard. I guess I'll just get a Venomous Changeling, and then we'll see what happens. At least I have a play to make next turn, because I still have a white source. Are you still getting in? You are. No fear. Yeah, you shouldn't have. So, we're gonna get hit by 1,000,000, down to 6. Relic of Progenitus could cycle, but we don't have enough time here. So we are going to have to block regardless. So if I'm trying to gain some time, I think I just play Rift Watcher. And I'm gonna play Rift Watcher in the hopes that we can maybe somehow dodge another threat. I jump the boarding party, fall down to 2, gain 2 life, and then I can hit them back to take the initiative. They are going to gold. So if you are golding, you plan on leaving a creature behind? Elven Farsight can be pretty good. And they find a Chrysalis. Yeah, okay, we are dead. Chrysalis just locks up the ground, and there's nothing we can do. Yep. So this time it is Ponza, unlike last time. Venomous Changeling in, Masked Vandals in, Relics out, Samite out. This is actually a matchup where I would rather have more Bound in Silence, because it is an actual removal spell here. Nightwing Glider, pretty bad. I guess I'll keep the 2 relics in. Same strategy as we had last time. I would love to play first, thank you. Yeah, I think this is probably one of my better hands. Do I want black straight away, or do I want double white? I think I'll take double white before I take the first black pip. Land into nothing. So I am just going to Ramosion Lieutenant. Very weird that our opponent kept a hand with no turn 1 play, because their deck is all Arbor Elves and enchantment. The classic turn 2 Arbor Elf. I guess I'm just killing it, right? Take 2, play Relic, save targets here, hit you for 1. Thermokarst. Just another Arbor Elf. Okay. I would have loved to be hitting lands here, but it was not meant to be. Take 1, opponent takes it, and I will just play Rift Watcher while I can. 5 mana. So, yeah, but I also think this is pretty aggressive, because now I can just hit them and take their initiative? Ooh. Okay, so hit, take the initiative, get a land, and do I just do this? Or, okay, so let's think for a bit. Option number 1 is to just hit the Avenging Hunter. Option number 2 is to get a Scorpion to kill it, but then they take it back. I think I'm actually going to crack this first to see what I hit, in which case that's pretty good for us. Yeah, I think I just kill this now with Raven Charm. And they got another forest. with Avenging Hunter, meaning they probably have the mountain in hand. I don't want to see boarding party. Okay, I guess I'm not. Or maybe I still am. Elven Farsight. Okay. One top, two bottom, and they don't use the ability? Okay. So they kept something on top, didn't reveal it, and then played another Avenging Hunter. And they're gonna forge pretty good to have Journey to Nowhere then. Okay. So we're gonna hit again. These Masked Vandals are not doing anything for us right now, but I think that's fine overall. I am just going to forge, grow my guy out of breath weapon range, and then do I just want to bound in silence this? But maybe I want to do it instant speed, right? Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, Elven Farsight number 2. They bottom 3 times and still don't use? I don't know if I quite understand what is happening. So I imagine there's a boarding party coming. Yes, there is. Just don't hit Jewel Thief. Fine. Yeah, Jewel Thief's fine. Sure. Okay. So resolves. Opponent only has one card in hand. Before they go to, oh, guess I can't block then, right? Is this the when the less is removed, sacrifice it. So I can't really do the block plus protect thing because it's boarding party. Meaning, what do I want to do here? Do I just take the damage? Yeah, let's let our opponent attack. They attack with both. Our Raven Rift Watcher is going away, which is important to note. Okay. Now, there's quite a few choices that I could make here. I think the Changeling is probably the better one. And then next turn, I attack, remove one of the creatures. Yeah, so I'll go Venomous Changeling, block boarding party. I'll take 7. They take their thing again. Guess I'll take 5 more. Yep, we do. Take our 5. Our Rift Watcher goes away. Gain 2 life. We just draw the Bound in Silence. That's not great, is it? Now, I guess I attack first. This is just very clunky. I really needed to double spell this turn, right? But now I can't. So I guess we attack first. They are gonna block with the Jewel Thief. Chump it. Yep. And then guess I just bound in silence this thing. They're gonna draw 2 cards next turn, and then I guess we have to hope they don't hit anything too crazy. But their deck is just chock full of things. Looks like it's another Avenging Hunter. Another Avenging Hunter is so bad. Yeah. Another Avenging Hunter here is really bad because they go straight into Throne. Yep. There it is. The third one. And they can immediately hit a boarding party. And that's like 10 damage to us. I think you just take the 10 damage right now. Yep. Yeah, I think we lost this game because we didn't hit our 5th land drop. Because if during any point of the game we are able to double spell, like imagine we had our 5 mana last turn and we could have played another Rift Watcher plus removed one of their creatures. Then we take the thing back. Ugh, we even lose our colored source. Then we take the initiative back, and they can still do the thing, but they don't go super crazy like this. Yeah, we are just dead here, right? I get rid of this. I guess I can chump one more turn, but then it's just chumping because it's a 9/6. Alternatively, I hit for 3, then for 5, and then die. Sure. Guess I'll do it. Hit here. Pass the turn. Do you have the... Okay, it's another boarding party. Okay. Alright. So, we are out of here. We ended up 1-4, and I'll meet you guys back here for the final thoughts. Okay, so, here we are again. Final thoughts on the list. It is pretty fun to play. I think that it's the type of gameplay that you don't see in Pauper a lot, where you actually do have a sort of toolbox-y situation where you are able to bring out some answers that actually do things for the situation that you are looking for. However, what is the biggest problem? There's no power level. The creatures are just too bad. People have been saying this about Rebels for a very long time. If we just had something like a spirited companion, a 2 mana 1/1 rebel that ETB'd and drew you a card, that would be excellent. Would make the deck very good. If we had something like a rebel that actually had combat potential, let's say it's like a 3 mana 3/3 that has some sort of pump ability, or even like a 3 mana 1/1 that gets bigger if you have more rebels in play, anything like this. I think over the course of the last few years, we had some decent additions. So Masked Vandal, of course, is a good card. We didn't get to see it a lot here, and maybe I could have built the deck in a way where we were trying to abuse the ability more, meaning that would have to be a deck that had more cyclers and things like this. So Masked Vandal was a good addition. Venomous Changeling was actually decent, like you saw that it did its thing where we needed it to do, but the deck is just very slow. Pauper is in a place now where you really need your answers to be hyper efficient. And sure, our interaction is not bad. Lightning Bolts and Thraben Charms and Relic of Progenitus, the fact that we were playing Relic plus Thraben Charm main deck is the reason we were able to beat Spy. Because we won game number 1, got crushed in game number 2, and then we got to come back on the play for game number 3. But overall, it's just very low on power level. If you want to try playing a list like this, and I encourage you to do, again, it is fun. I think that you could try to play a list where you're not playing gates, you are playing a version of the deck with either artifact lands, so you have access to Galvanic Blast. You could also play a version of the deck that is even more focused on creatures, and then you are playing with things like mana dorks. So you can play Avacyn's Pilgrim if you want to go Selesnya. You can play um, even things like Wall of Roots, because then you get the mana during your turn and you get the mana during your opponent's turn to attempt to activate your, like, make a play during your turn and activate a rebel during the opponent's turn. It is fun. Overall, the cards are just unfortunately very weak. If in the future we get more changelings or we get more rebels, I think that there is a possibility that this deck could be playable. I'm not saying good, I'm saying playable, where your cards actually are more efficient than they currently are in the format. It also doesn't help that they are very understated. Like a 2 mana 1/1 flyer is weak. A 2 mana 1/2 is pretty weak. So they would need to have like a massive boost overall to be better useful. I don't regret playing the deck at all. I think our win against Spy was just delightful. But you guys saw when we are comparing these cards to things like Jund or Grixis and like Wildfire, Krarklan Shaman, hyper efficient draw spells in the form of Fanatical Offering and whatnot. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. And let me know if you have any other ideas or if you saw any cool Rebel builds recently. One last thing that I wanted to mention before I go was that originally I was planning on playing this deck with a combo build where you use Nomads and Core and Task Force, and then you activate the Nomads and Core like a million times, and then you sacrifice your Task Force to Devour Flesh, meaning that you gain theoretically infinite life. But then when I thought about actually trying to pull it off on Magic Online, which meant that I would have to click probably something like 300 times to gain like 1,000 life and be fine on a game, I just thought it was too much and then I didn't want to try. But if you want to play something like this in person, I think it's absolutely possible for you to try to go the combo build as well, where you play less interaction, but you have a combo kill potential. Thank you very much. I hope you guys have a great day, and as always, stay excellent. See ya!